welcome. Thanks for joining me in my home COVID-19 practice. This practice is going to be to stimulate our immune system. See if we can give our immune system a little boost. So I'm at home, don't have any of the props that I normally have in the gym, except I do have a block. And if you have a book, that'll work. A block for the practice. If you don't have anything, that's okay too. It's just a good thing to have. Pillow. I've just picked up a pillow. I don't have any bolsters here, so we can just use a pillow. It will make do. And a chair. Just at the end, we'll be doing legs up the wall or a chair. In this case, I don't have a wall I can put my legs up on, so I'll be using a chair. So, and also I've got my iPad over here for notes because I just put this sequence together last night, so I really don't have it memorized at all. But it's to build the immunity. And another thing, you may hear traffic. It's a weekend. So believe it or not, even though we're sequestered, there'll be cars coming up and down because we live on the street where the boat dock is, and people will be putting their boats in the water. Also, hear the clock. You'll be hearing the clock in the practice. So just some of the things that happens when we practice at home. So we'll go ahead and begin. So come to a comfortable seated position. I just want to talk to you a little bit about the immune system. This sequence is designed to move the lymph. So we're going to be moving the lymph. The lymph the fluids do not have, it doesn't have a pump. So the only way the lymph is moving in the body is for movement. And that's why we need to exercise and move around. I'm sure that everybody, or most everybody's been pretty sedentary, maybe a little dash of energy here and there to do some spring cleaning. I know that I know I've gained 5 pounds since I've been stuck at home, eating, boredom. So, we need to move the lymph. So that's what this practice will be doing. And the lymph is moved, there's 2 portals right about here, I guess. And the movement of the body moves the lymph and it moves back into the body and purifies it, moving the waste out and purifying the body so that our immune system is strong. So we have lymph nodes, of course, in our neck. Y'all feel those when you get sick. You can feel the lymph glands are a little swollen. We have lymph nodes in our armpits, in our belly, some in the pelvic area. And so this sequence, which is just pretty much a yin practice, we're not doing anything. We do have some standing postures, but nothing too yang. And it's just to get the lymph to flow. And so we're going to use gravity. We're going to be squeezing and just encouraging the lymph to flow in this practice. So we'll go ahead and start laying down with your pillow. So just take the pillow under the torso and just take the arms out wide. So you might feel the armpits being a little stimulated here when we're doing this. Maybe the neck, the throat, all parts of the neck. And you'll feel a little stimulation there. So just go ahead and shut down the eyes and begin to breathe here. Setting an intention for your practice. Taking a few moments for centering the breath and setting your intention. Your intention could be anything you choose. Mine today is just to kind of be healthy. My goal is to move my body and be healthy. Few more breaths here. Opening the arms wide. The heart is open. Just breathe. A few more breaths here. Good. And just bring the hands and just place them on your shoulders. Just maybe take the fingertips and place them on your shoulders. And just make some circles with your elbows. It's really stimulating those lymph nodes in the underarms. So just make a few circles. And then take the circles in the opposite direction. Breathing. Good. And exhale, and go ahead and bring the arms down. And then lift up and take the pillow out. We're just going to raise our arms and just make a fist. Squeeze the fist and release. We're allowing gravity to just go ahead and move that lymph. So squeeze the fist, release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Do a couple more of those at your own pace. I gotta check my notes real quick. Couple more. Squeezing those wrists and releasing. Squeezing once more and releasing. Good. Now bring the knees into the chest. As closely to the chest as you can bring them, and go ahead and drop them to either side. I'm going to drop my legs to the left, my knees to the left. My knees are stacked, my ankles are stacked, and I'm going to take my arms out wide. And then I'm going to turn my head to gaze at my right hand. So here we're stimulating the lymph nodes in the belly and the pelvis area, and also in the neck. Take a few breaths here, and also the armpits. So we're hitting all of those lymph nodes here. Just breathe. Deep breath in. And a long exhale. Good. One more inhale. Good, and exhale. Good. And then come back to center, bring the knees back into the chest and hug them once more. Very tight. And then I'm going to drop my knees. My knees are stacked, my ankles are stacked. Just going to drop them to the right. I'm going to take my arms out wide again and turn my head to gaze at my left fingertips. Again, stimulating those lymph glands in the pelvis area, in the belly, in the neck, and in the underarms. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Typically we inhale and exhale through the nose. But if the pollen has got you, which I live deep in the woods here by the lake, and so the pollen is everywhere. Breathing through the nose and exhaling through the nose is a little bit hard, so I'm breathing through my mouth. It's okay. Good. And the next inhale, just come back to center. Bring the arms alongside the body. And go ahead and lift up the hips into a bridge pose. So we're stimulating again the pelvis muscle, the pelvis lymph nodes, and the belly. And let's begin and just kind of tuck the chin a little bit. And let's begin some Kapalabhati breathing, which are little short breaths through the mouth. And you'll see the diaphragm maybe you'll feel the diaphragm moving up into the ribs. So just begin. And stop and Move back down to the mat. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, lift back up to that bridge pose, and we'll begin the Kapalabhati breathing once more. Good. Exhale, come back down. A few normal breaths. And we'll do that once more. So inhale, lifting up. And taking the Kapalabhati breathing if you choose. Good. And exhale, lower back down. Good. And now inhale and lift the feet up and lift the arms up. And let's just make some circles with our wrist and our feet. We're just going, and again, we're using gravity to get the lymph to begin to move. So just circling the wrist in one direction and the feet. And then taking them in the opposite direction. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. Good. Exhale. Go ahead and release down. And let me check my notes real quick. Forgot what was next. Yeah. So we'll hug our knees into our chest one more time. Maybe rock back from side to side. And just go ahead and turn to a fetal position. And move up to tabletop. So, from tabletop, we're in a nice tabletop position here. I hope that y'all can see me. I'm always checking the camera here because I'm not used to doing this. So we're in tabletop, and just go ahead and drop the belly down towards the mat and tilt the tailbone up and gaze straight ahead. So this is a cow. We're going to take a lion's breath. So just take a deep inhale and stick the tongue out like a roar, like a lion roars. And curl the spine into cat. Back to the lion, and as you put your tongue out in the lion and do the roar, curl the back like a cat. Inhale back up. And back. Do your lion breath. Sticking the tongue out and curling the spine. And then tuck the toes and come up to your down dog. So the inversions, and this is an inversion, so all inversions really help move the lymph. Take a few breaths here, pressing into the mat. Fingers are spread wide. The back is long, tracking towards the thighs. If you need to bend your knees, that's quite all right. If the heels don't meet the mat, that's fine. Just breathe here. Bring the shoulders away from the ears. And take some breaths here. Nice long breaths. And on the exhale, drop back to the knees. And we'll do our lion's breath one more time. So drop the belly to the mat. The head is forward. Inhale, stick the tongue out. On the exhale, and curl into the cat. Good. Inhale, exhale, sticking the tongue out. Good. Inhale. My lion's roar is a little choppy. That's what comes from living in the woods with the pollen. So inhale, exhale. And move into your down dog. Few breaths here. Even inhales and exhales. Good, exhale, come back to the knees. And I'm going to refer to my notes once again. Yeah, and we'll just come to seated here. We'll grab our block. And I'm going to sit on my block. You don't have to use the block to sit. You can just sit in any comfortable position here. Hero pose, but I'm using the block. Sitting nice and tall. And let's just lift up those shoulders. Squeeze them up and down. Again, that squeezing and releasing encourages the lymph to move. So squeeze those shoulders up and release them down. Squeezing up and release them down. Good. And then tuck the chin just a little. And let's just draw a circle with our nose. Surrounding, letting the neck just roll around. Encouraging, again, that movement of the lymph. Couple more here in this direction. No need to hurry. Good, and when you come back to center, let's go ahead and change direction. So drop the chin to the chest, and we'll just change the direction. And maybe you'll hear some soundtracks here of the muscles and the ligaments, and hear them popping, cracking. And that's okay, it's normal. Nothing to worry about as long as it doesn't hurt. And do a couple more of these. Loosening up the shoulders and the neck. Allowing the lymph to flow. Good. And now let's just I'm going to take my right arm around, and I've got a little restriction on my left side. So if y'all notice that I'm not quite where I am, it's just what I'm dealing with right now in this season of my life. I've got some arthritis and some bursitis and stuff, and my left side is really bothering me. So I'm gonna take my left hand, and I'm just gonna grab a hold of my right hand and sit nice and tall. And then I'm gonna drop my neck, my ear to the right shoulder. I'm feeling a nice stretch up the left side. And in that stretch, the lymph will be encouraged and stimulated to flow. Couple of breaths. Good, and inhale back up. And then switch sides. So I'm gonna take my left arm around and grab it with my right hand, and then take my left ear to the left shoulder. I don't have as much mobility in this side as I do the other, but it still encourages the lymph to flow. So just breathe. Couple of breaths. Nice inhale and exhale. Good. Continue to breathe there. Good. And now let's move down to our bellies. And from the belly, laying on the belly here, take your right hand and just grab your right toes, and maybe see if you can pull the knee and the heel into the bum. That gives you a nice quadricep stretch, but it's also stimulating the lymph in our bellies and in our pelvis area. Breathe, and then maybe you can lift the knee a little bit off the earth, and just lift the left hand up and stretch. Feeling a nice stretch there in that pelvis area. Breathe. Good. And release. And release out of that. And then we'll do the other side. So grab that left foot. Bring the heel into the bum if you can, if you've got that mobility. And then if it feels good, go ahead and grab your ankle and lift that knee up and extend the right arm. And breathe. Deep breaths. Good. Exhale. Release. Move back up to tabletop. Take a couple of breaths here. Tuck the toes. Rise to downward facing dog. Couple of breaths in this down dog. Good. Inhale and step forward. And then grab the elbows. This is also an inversion here. We're in a forward fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Grab those elbows. And just rock like a rag doll from side to side. Good. Inhale and slowly, slowly roll up. Rising to standing. Good. From here, I'm going to move into warrior one. So I'm going to take my right foot back to the back of the mat, angled at a 90-degree angle. My left foot to the front and bend my knee just over the ankle. And we're going to inhale and we're going to just bring our arms up. We're going to take our fist and make a fist with your hands and release. Fist with the hands and release. Fist with the hands and release. And move to warrior two. And in warrior two, we're going to bring our arms up as if we're in joyful warrior. And if my head is cut off, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this to work. So, hands in joyful warrior, fingers are spread wide. Take a couple of breaths here. Be sure, check your alignment. Be sure you're in proper alignment. Go ahead and make a fist. And release. Make a fist. And release. Make a fist. And release. Good. Exhale. And go ahead and lower the arms. I'm going to move my tripod just a little bit out so that maybe you can see my whole body. Good. So we're going to go to the other side. So set up for the other side for warrior one on the other side. Knee is bent over the ankle. The left leg is angled. Knee is bent over the ankle. Turn the torso. Inhale and sweep those arms up. And here, go ahead and make your fist. Fist and release. Make a fist and release. Just do a few of them at your own pace, making a fist and release. That's really creating some movement of that lymph. Good, and then float right into warrior two. And move the arms to perhaps a joyful warrior. I'm still out of the camera. So breathe here, take a nice deep breath and go ahead and make those fists. And release. Make a fist. Release. Make a fist one more time. Release. Move the arms down. And then come into wide-legged forward fold. So we're just going to do a forward fold here. So inhale and go ahead and take your fold here. This is going to be kind of a down dog fold. So my legs are wide and I'm taking my arms in front of me. Fingers are spread. The back is nice and straight. The shoulders are away from the ears. And we're just going to take a few breaths here. Breathing. Inversion. Again, another inversion. Couple more breaths. Walk the hands in. Bring the feet together. Grab your block or your book if you've got one. And place it between the legs here. So we're just going to stand with that block between our legs, and we're gonna, and you won't be able to see me, but I'm gonna press my legs, moving my femurs in, internally rotating my femurs, and and releasing. Femurs in, so you can feel the muscle, the pelvic muscles and those lymph nodes moving. You're letting the gravity take it back and take it into the body. Squeezing and releasing. Squeeze one more and release. Once more, squeeze, 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 and release. Good. And come down, back down to the mat. And I've got a blanket here. Use your blanket. Roll it up. We're gonna come into Malasana, or yoga squat. So I've got my heels on the blanket, and my chest is nice and tall. And I've got my elbows inside of my knees. They're on the inside. So I'm going to inhale. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to press the knees out and release. Allow them to come in. Press them out and allow them to come in. Press, release. Press and release. Once more. Press and release. Good. Good. And the final pose, this is a short video, 30-minute video. We're going to take a chair. I don't have a chair, so you could do legs up the wall. I don't have a wall, so I'm going to do legs up the chair. So I'm going to put my blanket on my chair to make it a little bit more comfortable, and I'll take my pillow and lay it at the top of my mat and scooch around and just place my legs up on the chair for another relaxing inversion here. And just come to rest here and normal breathing. Legs up the wall or up the chair are excellent for many things. For insomnia, for high blood pressure. It's good for veins. If you have any vein problems, reverses the flow of the blood and gives the heart a rest. At the same time, it's also allowing that lymph to flow and reverse the flow and move up to these points where it begins to circulate back into the body. Clean, fresh lymph. A few more breaths. You can stay here for 10 to 15 minutes, whatever you choose, whatever feels good for you.